Hello, this is Bilal Siddiqui and you're watching Khuaabgaah Library Project. This is the chapter number 4 of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling, and this is my personal analysis about the chapter. So, coming from the previous chapter, the previous chapter just ended up with that boom in the shack where we all know what was going to happen, and when it happened in this book, it's like amazing, the whole experience. And this is like, some people have commented that all of the reviews are very related to how the movies are, and my review is more of, or my analysis is more of like me comparing the movie with the book. That is somewhat true because I have been a big fan of movies. So that's the part of a personal review, that there are personal things attached to it. If I'm going to be objective about it, it's not going to be a personal review. Everyone is going to be objective about the same things, but if it's a personal review, it is coming from a personal perspective, and that you need to understand that I have watched the Harry Potter movies. It's not like I'm like completely new to the Wizarding world. I'm not. I have watched all these things. So but now when these things are unfolding in front of me, there are many things that I'm learning along the way. And I personally feel that when you're watching a movie, there are many small details which are left by you because you are quite concentrated on the characters and the dialogues and what's happening in the scenes. And sometimes you miss really important stuff. So there would be times when I have read and I have actually seen the things and the dialogues and the descriptions in the movie. I have seen all that, but still I'm going to learn a lot from the book, even though everything is the same. Even then, because the books have written stuff, and the written material has a special power in it to make you remember these things. So this chapter is one of the prime examples, but I really think that in the movie the Hagrid conversation with Harry did not last that long, and it was not about everything, but in this one, Hagrid has like a really long, like this whole chapter is about Hagrid talking to Harry and Dudley's about the past, about what is happening, and about Albus Dumbledore, and about what's going to happen next. So now we are introduced to Albus Dumbledore in this particular chapter. So Albus Dumbledore is described as, I didn't know these things, that he was like ranked some sorcerer thing, and he's like from the battalion of something. I'm not sure exactly what I'm wording right now, but he's like from like really these big wizards. So he has like he's like the head of the council of something, and like head of something. So he's not just a Hogwarts headmaster. He's like more than that. He has like, I don't know this for myself, that there are like ranks in wizards, and he has achieved a certain rank. So he's in the council of like really prestigious people. So that's like one fact for me. Other than that, I don't know, but this Harry, like in the book, is like very like amazing person, and he's not like completely, you can say robust at this point. He's quite shy in the things that he does, but other than that, he's a really brave boy, because like there's a guy standing in front of him, and maybe it's his curiosity about knowing about his parents, because one of the particular aspects about this chapter is that Harry is curious about his parents, and everyone would be, because he's like just 1 year old when his parents died. So we can assume all of this, that there is going to be that curiosity in a young boy's mind who's like 11 years old, and he's being told that his parents were not like this. And maybe if the Dudleys were good to him, maybe he might have believed in Dudleys. But now when Hagrid comes and just tells him this, and the Dudleys actually agree to all this, so there's no point in Harry thinking that, okay, this Hagrid might be wrong, but it's not, because he knows that he has magical powers. And even though things were not like explainable at that point, but now the things are explainable, and Hagrid really teaches him that maybe something has happened with you in the past. So it's very funny how things unroll in this chapter. Particularly about how so in the movie, I'm sorry, I'm like mentioning movie again. In the movie, when he casts a small spell on Dudley, there's only like pig's tail that comes attached to his butt. But in this, it's actually told that Hagrid wanted to turn him into an actual pig, but he failed at that spell. And I didn't know this fact. There's another fact which I really had no idea, that Hagrid was expelled from Hogwarts. Hagrid was in third year of when he was like enrolled in the Hogwarts, but he was expelled. I don't know for what reason. I really want to know this. Maybe in the later chapters this is told, or maybe if you can help me if it's not mentioned in other chapters, otherwise it would spoil the book for me. But I really want to know why Hagrid got like expelled, and but the headmaster was like, okay, I'm going to keep him as a gatekeeper because he's a good person, and Hagrid, I'm not sure about Hagrid's age, but Hagrid does like feel quite old, and so I can like calculate Dumbledore is like 140 years old, something like that, and but he has like gray hair. So and but Hagrid has like, I don't know, black hair or dark brown hair. So I can imagine he'd be like, I don't know, 50, 60, something of that sort, or maybe young. I'm not sure because there's no mention of when Voldemort is like a student, what's the position of Hagrid. So I'm not sure, maybe it's mentioned somewhere later in the book, in this book, or maybe in the next books, because I am planning to on reading all of these because I'm really like interested. And I'm not really sure how the YouTubers and different YouTubers are making these things about how things are in the Wizarding world other than these books, because I'm not sure other than these books anything exists with relation to how J.K. Rowling's world is, because as I think there are no details other than these things. So unless you are making assumptions, you cannot actually produce some fact. So I'm not going to produce some fact, but this chapter is going in a good direction. And the next chapter, I think that's going to be a bit slow. This chapter was really fast and it had a pace to it. It had dialogues, but the next chapter would be more of like a descriptive thing. So I'm like curious to know about the descriptions of the Diagon Alley. So I think I pronounced it right. So Diagon Alley is going to be the next chapter, and hopefully it's going to be a descriptive chapter. There's not going to be many more, you can say, details about their dialogues or anything like that. There's going to be details of descriptions about how things are and where to buy things, and there are a lot of little bit of information that are coming up on the Wizarding world, because right now he was in the Muggle world. There were not many things to know, but now the trivia things are coming. So I'm really excited for on reading that. Hope you like this video. Do share your comment, do share your views, do share what I might have missed from this chapter and what you liked from this chapter. I would really like to hear it from you. Put it down in the comments and I will be there. Thank you for watching. That's going to be it from my side. Goodbye.